F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby is more than a novel. It's a haunting elegy for the American dream, wrapped in the glittering gauze of the Roaring Twenties. With lyrical prose and razor-sharp social insight, Fitzgerald captures the intoxicating allure and quiet despair of a generation chasing beauty, wealth, and meaning in a rapidly modernizing world. Set against the backdrop of Long Island's opulent mansions and jazz-filled nights, the novel follows the enigmatic J. Gatsby, a self-made millionaire whose lavish parties mask a deep yearning for lost love. Narrated by the observant and morally ambivalent Nick Carraway, the story unfolds like a dream, seductive, shimmering, and ultimately tragic. What makes The Great Gatsby a masterpiece is its exquisite balance of style and substance. Fitzgerald's prose is both poetic and precise, with lines that linger like perfume. His characters, especially Gatsby, Daisy, and Tom, are richly drawn symbols of ambition, illusion, and moral decay. But beyond its characters and plot, the novel is a mirror held up to the jazz age itself, a time of excess, reinvention, and disillusionment. Fitzgerald doesn't just depict the era. He distills its essence, capturing both its champagne sparkle and its hollow core. If you appreciate literature with elegance, emotional depth, and cultural resonance, The Great Gatsby is a timeless treasure. It's a novel that invites rereading, each time revealing new layers of meaning beneath its polished surface. Here is an excerpt from page 110 to 111. He looked around him wildly as if the past were lurking here in the shadow of his house, just out of reach of his hand. "I'm going to fix everything just the way it was before," he said, nodding determinedly. "She'll see." He talked a lot about the past, and I gathered that he wanted to recover something, some idea of himself perhaps, that had gone into loving Daisy. His life had been confused and disordered since then, but if he could once return to a certain starting place and go over it all slowly, he could find out what that thing was. One autumn night 5 years before, they had been walking down the street when the leaves were falling, and they came to a place where there were no trees and the sidewalk was white with moonlight. They stopped here and turned toward each other. Now it was a cool night with that mysterious excitement in it which comes at the two changes of the year. The quiet lights in the houses were humming out into the darkness, and there was a stir and bustle among the stars. Out of the corner of his eye, Gatsby saw that the blocks of the sidewalks really formed a ladder and mounted to a secret place above the trees. He could climb to it if he climbed alone, and once there he could suck on the pap of life, gulp down the incomparable milk of wonder. His heart beat faster and faster as Daisy's white face came up to his own. He knew that when he kissed this girl and forever wed his unutterable visions to her perishable breath, his mind would never romp again like the mind of God. So he waited, listening for a moment longer to the tuning fork that had been struck upon a star. Then he kissed her. At his lips' touch she blossomed for him like a flower, and the incarnation was complete. Through all he said, even through his appalling sentimentality, I was reminded of something, an elusive rhythm, a fragment of lost words, that I had heard somewhere a long time ago. For a moment a phrase tried to take shape in my mouth, and my lips parted like a dumb man's, as though there was more struggling upon them than a wisp of startled air. But they made no sound, and what I had almost remembered was uncommunicable forever.